Hi, I'm Emily.
Hi, I'm Alex.
And this is Girls Who Music. Welcome back to Girls Who Music. We are here with another incredible Tāmaki Makaurau artist, Dawson. Welcome.
Hello, hello.
He is a producer and DJ and currently working on his latest EP titled Reset. It's super awesome to be in your studio. Thank you so much for having us.
All good. Welcome, welcome.
So we start every episode with our songs of the week. So Dawson, Ethan, do you want to tell us your song of the week?
Yeah, sure. Like I was saying off air before, I definitely didn't just plan this the night before, looking through my playlist. I don't know if you guys do this. I've been organizing my playlist by month now. So I just dump everything that I found that month in there. So I guess it's kind of on brand, song of the week, song of the month. But I have been absolutely rinsing. It's a song called Intentions by Live East.
Oh.
So what's the vibe?
Yeah.
I haven't even thought about how to describe it.
Well, what's the genre of the song, I guess?
It's not too distant from like sort of jazzy housey sort of stuff. Yeah. It's a collaboration between like two other producers. So basically they're all London based. I think one of them is a saxophonist and then producer, and then her Liv is the vocalist. So like her voice is like butter. It is like ridiculous, and like a lot of her sort of style of writing on like all of her singles and stuff is very like improv.
Oh, cool.
Type vibe, like less like traditional like song structure. It's like very like riffy, and her voice is so floaty. It's unreal.
Like, okay, we have to check it out.
Like,
So nice.
Definitely.
Like, there's very few artists that I'm like, I will like everything that they do, and like honestly, like everything she does is like
amazing.
Really good. Okay.
That's so cool. It's nice to have an artist like that you just can go back to. You know, I feel like you just.
She's got an album coming out very soon, I think. I'm like blown away that she's only got like a few thousand followers too, and so like they're still like small enough. Like every now and again, I'll just like be like, so like when's the album dropping?
Yeah.
She's like literally like last week, she's like, oh, like it's just been sent off for mastering. I'm like,
and you're like,
that's so exciting.
I wouldn't be surprised if she's like mega.
Yeah. Well, you can be like, I was your day one fan.
Yeah. 100%.
My song of the week is Shy by Renee Rapp. She just released a new album. I haven't listened to the album like from start to finish because I just love the song. I literally listened to it 5 times yesterday. Do you know Renee Rapp?
Just like a bit of a forewarning, I like live under a little bit of a rock when it comes to like,
that's all good.
Like honestly, the number of times I've been in sessions and people will just like be like, oh, like let's reference this. I'm like, sorry, I have no idea.
That's amazing. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. We'll send you some videos of her. She's really funny and her voice is like crazy.
Yeah.
This song's very like early 2000s ballad kind of vibe. It's really, it's a really cute, fun song. Em, what was your song of the week?
My song of the week is Object Permanence by Sophia Stell. She is a Canadian artist, super like alt pop.
Yeah.
Kind of gives me like 070 Shake vibes. I feel like their voices are quite similar. And I just like really like the vibe of the song.
It's such a really fun song.
Yeah, and I feel like you can just like really feel the emotion with
so
the
good,
music. I don't really know how she does it. Yeah, so that is my song of the week.
Amazing.
Great songs of the week, everyone.
I wish I knew them, but that gives me things to look forward to and check out after.
Exactly.
Yes, exactly. That's why we love doing our songs of the week, because it gives us a chance to like talk about new artists.
Yeah.
And I feel like more and more people now, like if they've like come across someone that's like not very big, like they will know like a lot about them too. So it's
really
very cool to have
cool
like your own little hype men from
all over.
Yeah, and like people will just preach everything they know about this like new artist they found.
Yeah. We just want to talk about the process of your song Gloria. We just love that song.
It's such a sick song.
Yeah. It seems like it was born through a late night session in Amsterdam. And looking back, what do you hear in the track now that you might not have noticed at first, where you're like, ooh, like, she really liked this. Like, didn't really think that you would like it at the beginning.
This was coming off the back of a severely late night.
Yeah.
So it
was the morning. I want to say maybe
midday.
Like midday.
Amazing.
And yeah, you can just imagine there was a room. I think there was maybe 5 or 6 of us staying at my mate's flat in Amsterdam, and we were just literally just the shells of ourselves.
Yeah. That's correct.
Like, to put this in perspective, I think we had just cooked up like some pasta, just whatever with like the minimal effort. And I managed to spill pasta sauce all over the thing, and I wanted to just curl into a ball and cry. Cleaned that up, and then we just had an afternoon on the couch watching who knows what. So I thought, you know what, I don't know why, but I just pulled open the laptop and started making some stuff.
Yeah.
And I can sort of just lock in, like everyone else was just like kind of sitting around me, just like chatting and doing whatever. And I don't know, half an hour later I was like, you guys like this? And they're like, oh, sick.
Yeah.
Wow, crazy.
Yeah, so basically that one, started, I found like a little saxophone riff sample off of Splice, which is like a goldmine for producers and music makers to find inspo and sounds and stuff. Found that, built like just an idea and then parked it, and I just called that Amsterdam Couch Beat version 1 or something.
Oh my gosh, amazing.
Super original title. And yeah, it just sat in the back burner for ages, and then sort of dug it up and I was like, you know what, like I've been listening to this a bunch, and I can't remember what version it got through of Amsterdam Couch Beats until I called it Gloria, because I usually go to the most simplest thing that I can. I was like, well, the street I was on in Amsterdam was called Glorienstraat. I was like, well, no one is gonna know like how to spell that or be like what the pronunciation is. I probably balls that up anyway.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what, we'll take off the Instrat and just Gloria.
That's so cool. Wow.
And then, the sort of marriage of that and the vocal sample, which is something I found. It was a friend of mine, her name is Zara Gilbert. She just went on a bit of not a rant, because it was a very positive, like just, outburst of expression. And she was just on her story one night, and I thought, you know what, she's saying some pretty cool stuff. So just thought I'll screen record it. Like, not in a creepy way, but I was like, I'm a producer, I promise. Like, I'll find a way to like use this like in a cool way.
It's so beautiful, like that little snippet of her talking. It's just like, I feel really
what did she say?
inspirational.
Yeah, we have to give love and be loved.
Yeah.
I think you were really drawn to that in the song, weren't you?
It just, I feel like it really elevates the song, because, well, put it into perspective, when I first was listening to the song, I was walking up Mount Eden, and it was a beautiful clear blue day, and I was like about to like turn to like see the view, and then it was just like, and then she starts talking, and I'm like, whoa, crazy, like fully sober, and I'm just like, oh my god, this is
living
such a
life.
song. Yeah, and I feel like that just like really elevated that moment for me, and now every time I listen to that song, I'm just like, hell yeah.
That's
and
cool.
even like
Beautiful.
when I'm sad or like down, I'm like, yeah, listen to a song.
It's nice.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. Like, I didn't even put 2 and 2 together in terms of putting that vocal with the track until I was back here, I think, in New Zealand. And so it's weird. Like, it's almost like implanted the memory of that track for me back in Amsterdam, despite the vocal being, very much a New Zealand thing. And even like, I've had a couple people message me. Like, obviously, it's kind of somewhat of a thread again type technique to obviously sample Instagram stories, but everyone was like, well, it's actually super cool that like she's speaking in the New Zealand accent.
100%. Yeah,
well,
I agree.
It is
I didn't even think about that, but
you never really hear that.
Yeah.
Songs are so cool.
I'd be interested. How did you discover it? Like, how did it pop up on your?
So there's this girl who we love called Caitlin Ratcliffe, I think. She works for 95BFM, and every week she posts a playlist called New Zealand Music weekly. And so I
think I may have seen that on my my Spotify back
It's
end or
so
whatever.
great. Both Emily and I love it. I actually messaged her the other day and said, we love your playlist. We talk about it often on our podcast because it's such a great way to find New Zealand artists. So yeah, I listened to it, and I was actually like halfway through listening to as I was listening to Gloria, I was like, I paused it and I sent it to Emily, and I was like, listen to this. Listen to this, it's great. So yeah, we found her through you. So,
Epic. Well,
you
thank
should
you,
check
thank you,
out that
Caitlin.
playlist. Yeah, shout out Caitlin. She's a superstar.
Yeah, it's so sick.
Yeah, it's a great way to find new artists. Yeah, you should check it out.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So that's literally,
How
I
we
found it
found
through
you.
Alex.
Yeah.
Man.
And I found it through Caitlin, so there you go.
Yeah, it's quite, even just like speaking like just generally in terms of that sort of genre of stuff, it's actually quite like potent for like just shareability, like even because I've got this playlist of my own running where I just like will add a track a day, or I do them once a week, and like I'll be getting DMs from people like I never thought I'd get DMs from randoms being like, hey, you should chuck this in your playlist. I'm like, what? Like,
What the heck?
this is sick. Like, it's quite like a word of mouth type vibe.
Yeah.
And I really like that. Don't get me wrong, there's like so many like sort of accounts and people doing that sort of thing now, like almost curated type vibe, where they've got like their own playlists on stuff, and heaps of people follow them. But it's like, I don't know, just the genre as a whole, like the sort of jazz house umbrella has just got this very word of mouth type vibe about it.
Yeah.
And even just looking on the back end of like streaming stuff, like I want to guess like maybe 90% of streams come from just users playlists, which is so cool. Like you said, like people just like,
Saying,
hey,
hey,
you know, check this out, or
check
like
out the song, yeah.
this, like
Yeah.
you need to hear this or whatever.
Yeah.
Like I get messages from friends being like, bro, how is this not in your playlist yet? I'm like, oh, okay, sweet. You've given something for me to check in next week.
Yeah, wow, interesting.
Yeah.
Do you think house jazz has that kind of vibe where it's like kind of like a close-knit community of people being like, hey, have you heard this song? Like, it's really sick.
To an extent, yeah, but I mean, like, there is definitely like a little bit of an illusion that like you know everyone that's on the internet, which you definitely don't. But like, you definitely spot like, you know, your peers, people doing similar sort of thing. Like, there's definitely almost like conventions of like what people do if you post Jazz House on TikTok or Instagram or whatever. Like, I remember when I was first doing up all the branding for my project, and my designer friend Lauren, she was like, what, so like you want to do like a cafe in Paris type vibes? I'm like, no, because everyone's doing that. But like, I guess it kind of gives it like a identifiability, if that's a word.
How do you strike a balance between live instrumentation and electronic elements in your music?
Well, thankfully I play a lot of instruments.
Yeah, right.
Some better than others. I mean, there's 5 guitars
Yeah.
in here, so
Yeah.
yes, the guitar's my main instrument, and this keyboard behind me is what I pretend.
Oh, yeah.
That's my like fake it box.
Yeah.
Like, I pretend I'm playing piano. But basically, I guess the way I've kind of been working on these tunes is like I'll come up with chord progressions by literally just prodding my fingers around like an idiot on the piano until I find something I like. And yeah, I just naturally will, you know, gravitate to instruments just as a means of getting ideas from my head to the computer.
Yeah.
And so there's always going to be an element of live instrumentation in there, just because that's part of one of my skills.
Yeah, absolutely.
Of course.
And then, yeah, also, I guess just having this sort of feeling of like being, I don't know if respectful is the right word, but like to even call something jazz or whatever, I feel like you've kind of almost got to have this degree of like musicality with, you know, like musicians that have put in their 10,000 hours and stuff. And so it's like with all these songs, I just really wanted to try and make the most of like some of the amazing players we've got here. So on that first track, Gloria, although it started as a sample, I got my good friend now, Lewis McCollum, to play, was it tenor saxophone and clarinet on that one.
Yeah, right.
And there's a couple other cool sort of collaborations coming up with different people.
Exciting.
More tracks.
Exciting.
Very, very cool. How do you know when a track is done? Is it instinct?
That's like a question that everyone like who makes music asks themselves and of other people. And like for the longest time I had that same question as well, but I don't know. It's not a reflection of like me having gotten lazier. It's just I just try and get out of my own way as much as possible, and so
Yeah, right.
I just don't even think about it, eh? Like
That's
it
so
gets to a
funny,
point
yeah.
and I'm like, it's sweet.
I gotta
if
move
I
away
can't,
from it.
not even like that. It's just I don't know. It's just
You're like, I
the
don't
light
know,
turns
it's
off
just
and like, okay, sweet.
Oh, interesting.
That
Okay.
is so interesting.
Obviously, your artist name is Dawson, and it is a tribute to your father. How does having that personal layer to your artist name shape your sense of identity as a musician?
It kind of just helps me not cringe out about having a like other second alias. You know?
Really?
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
like
That's really sweet.
That's quite sweet, yeah.
What, just wanting something that you're not gonna like wince over every time you hear it.
Well, is it because it's connected back to your own personal identity?
It was so the name was kind of by accident. Like I was sat down on my computer trying to like figure out ways to come up with a second alias, you know, new mask to put on.
Yeah.
And I was going quite abstract for a while, and then I decided to ask ChatGPT for some help, and it took it too literally. Of like I think my prompt would have been something like, give me a cool like jazz house alias for an artist, and it would be like Blue Moonlight. You know, that's
You're like, that's not quite the vibe. But okay.
Yeah, I think it's missed the mark on that one.
Yeah.
And so then I went to the next best thing, which was like babynames.com.
Oh my god, that's crack up.
And I'm like, I'm too young to be doing that, but here I am looking at, I think I filtered it by like most popular names of, what month would it have been? Like February 2025. Or like most popular names of 2024, or like the names we think are going to be like massive, and there's like all these categories. And I think I just hit the randomize button filter by random, and that came up, and it had like big name and then the definition, and I read it, and it just, I can't remember whether it's in a different language it translates to this or not, but it just simply means son of David, and David is my dad's name. So I was like,
Wow, that's so
at
crazy.
least I can like, you know, say there's
You
somewhat of
are.
a connection.
Oh my god,
but,
yeah,
Wow.
that's meant to be.
It
That is
wasn't.
meant to be.
Yeah, it wasn't intentional. So I mean,
Yeah.
I wish I was that smart and like thought to like trace back some lineage.
So, from reading, you have mentioned that your dad is your idol. What's the best piece of musical advice or feedback that he has given you so far?
He's always full of one-liners, eh? But like they all sort of melt into one, I guess. Just have fun.
Yeah.
I think it's probably
nice.
like if I could.
Yeah.
That's a really
That's
good. That's
perfect.
great advice.
He's like a definitely one of those people that like can just say the most simple things, and it's just like, oh yeah, sweet. Like when your mind's going crazy, and it's like,
Yeah, that's all you
Just-
need.
that's
kind
so
of thing.
good.
Yeah.
Sounds like he's a good sounding board for you.
Yeah.
100%. And I mean, his ear is really, really good. That's, you know, if there's something that can be genetically programmed into you from your parents, then that is something that I've inherited, thankfully, because like I never knew theory growing up, like musical theory.
Right.
I didn't take music as a subject until my last year of high school, but
Wow.
you know, managed to like just fluke my way through it with just my ears.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Dad's always had that gift, and yeah, I mean, neither of us can read, so like yeah, it's all just based on feel and
Wow.
you know, like I don't know if you guys have this. Would you guys consider yourselves like musical in the sense of being able to like play stuff, or
No.
it's a weird thing. Like it's almost like you can hear like a fraction of a second ahead of what's about to happen. So because you're always anticipating and then reacting, but like the line is you're so close to being like in the future. That's a weird thing to like say, but like when you're improvising on an instrument, like you're like chasing almost ahead of time
Yeah.
to like
Yeah.
to then play what you,
You
feel
feel.
in the moment.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
kind of
So-
let your body take over.
Yeah, and
That's
me
so
personally, I
cool.
reckon that trumps like any sort of, you know, book smartness, you know, theory and what's right or wrong. But yeah, so his sense of music on that front is like he's my most trusted like sounding board on that front. But the same can be said about the exact opposite. Mum's, bless her, she doesn't have a musical bone in her body. We've tried teaching her ukulele.
Oh.
Yeah, but her advice is just as important. Like,
Yeah.
if I play her something, she'll be able to state the obvious, or like, sorry, the inverse of that. The things that like, if we're too in it and unaware of the bigger picture, she
Yeah.
could just be like, oh, that sounds off, or like, you know, insert whatever vanilla adjective you want. And whereas me and Dad, on some extent, could talk about the specifics.
I feel like it's cool too to get two different perceptions.
It's so important.
Yeah, absolutely.
it's
Otherwise, you're just in the echo chamber.
For sure.
Do you think your younger self would be surprised at where you ended up?
Don't know. I never really think that much of it.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Like,
Well, when you were younger, I guess because you said you know, only took like music as a subject in your last year of school. So when you think about you at that age compared to now, is this what you envisioned for yourself?
I'm not really a visioner. It's like music is literally like, I don't know how else to describe it other than it's literally just like breathing. I just do
Wow.
it.
Yeah.
It's like walking. It's like,
yeah, that's really
don't know.
nice.
That's beautiful, yeah.
I wish it could be some big deep vision or, you know, goal that I had as a 3-year-old or whatever. It's just, I don't know. That's just, I picked up a ukulele when I was 3, but
Yeah.
was I thinking, you know, like,
I'm gonna be like a superstar or
well,
like...
actually, maybe that's all a lie because I really wanted to be Batman. But yeah,
That's correct.
well, sorry, no. Simultaneously, I wanted to be Batman. I had the Spider-Man costume,
Yeah.
Superman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That almost came to an end when I threw a rope off the deck
Oh my
of our
God.
3-story apartment,
Oh my god, no.
dressed in my Spider-Man outfit.
Yeah.
So I mean, my initial dreams could have, you know,
Really just been...
really put a handbrake to my musical
Yeah.
ones. But
Yeah.
luckily,
Yeah.
we're still here. Yeah, I don't know. I find like music just generally is quite an uncertain thing anyway. So I try and just stay in the now.
Yeah.
I've never really been a big grand planner. Yeah, I don't know. It's just, I guess it was what I was meant to do.
Yeah.
I definitely think so.
Yeah, I definitely think so too.
Yeah, yeah. With your EP Reset coming out
Mm-hmm.
soon, how would you describe the journey listeners will go on from the first to the last track?
That's an interesting question because it's not done yet. But
Ooh.
well, all the like songs and
Yeah, of course.
maybe version 2 or 3 exist, but
Of course.
they're not, you know, signed, sealed, delivered.
Yeah.
I hadn't really thought about it being like this journey or, you know, this grand conceptual thing. If anything, it was kind of, I lumped together 5 of the songs that I thought fitted well together. Yeah, I'd say that the next few aren't too dissimilar vibe-wise or just generally like emotion-wise to Gloria. Definitely all that quite melodic, cruisy, loungy, whatever you want to call it, sort of vibe that can sort of fit, you know, different contexts and stuff. But if anything, I guess the sort of arc of it is kind of explained in the title, like the word reset. I guess coming to that sort of full circle moment is like, I guess it's kind of a reset just in general for me. You know, this is a new project, and the person I've sampled on the track Reset is someone I've worked with in a previous instance, but the words that she said just, you know, when recontextualized to, you know, what I'm doing now, kind of, yeah, like I said, it's kind of like a meant to be sort of thing.
Yeah.
And I'd have to remember the exact words she said, but it was like, I'll paraphrase, but it was like her speaking and being like, well, you know, whatever will happen, you know, trying to plan too far ahead, like you just gotta, you know, take every day as it comes. And yeah, and so I guess just the whole sort of EP with the title of it being Reset, that's the title track, comes out on release day in November. It's almost like the last track kind of summarizes the whole thing
Very cool.
in a way.
Yeah,
There's no real like Easter eggs, you know, throughout that like tie them together as such. Like they've all got a fairly similar palette of instrumentation.
Yeah.
And there's some players which feature across multiple songs, but yeah, I'd say just more overall as a project in terms of Dawson, like the word Reset, title track, name of the EP, that's the most reflective thing over.
Yeah,
That's really cool.
I'm excited
Wow,
to
yeah.
listen to it.
Yeah, what a great description.
It's very easy to get like airy-fairy about all that stuff, and
Oh, we love airy fairy. The more airy fairy, the better.
well, it's also kind of pull something out of thin air too, because like I was saying before, I don't really like think too deep about much stuff, but then like I guess if you kind of force yourself to be a little bit more retrospective, then you can kind of pull meanings out of stuff and join some dots that you maybe didn't know were connected.
Do you have a favourite late night studio snack?
Sorry to disappoint, but I'm the opposite of a late night person.
Oh yeah.
You're an early bird?
Like through and through.
Okay, well, do you have an early morning snack?
I have my little seasonal fruit mix
Yeah.
from Woolworths across the road.
Amazing, I love it.
I had this joke with a friend of mine the other day. Basically, like my morning sort of routines, I do a lap at the supermarket and I just get whatever fruit little carton. So I got some apples the other day, and they're like, "Dude, what are you doing? Like, this is like a Happy Meal thing." I'm like, oh well. Like,
well,
but,
you know.
yeah, so my sort of routine at the moment is like I come in, I love porridge in the mornings, and then bit of fruit for a little mid-morning snack. And
Yeah,
then,
nice. Is there a specific track that gets you back into a creative flow if you're not feeling inspired?
It's weird. Like I don't really ever like force myself to be inspired anyway. Like it's kind of just an extension of what I do. So if I don't feel like going for a run, I don't go for a run.
Yeah.
If I don't feel like making music, I just don't do it.
Yeah, fair.
Right, yeah, that's
Well, at least
fair.
for myself. For producing for other people, that's a different lane, because like you being a professional providing a service, if we want to boil it down to I's and T's, like that's where you kind of need to be a little bit more methodical about like, you know, how to like juice yourself up if you're not feeling inspired.
Yeah,
and
that's a
if
job.
anything, like being around other people just in the very nature of that is the inspiring thing anyway.
Totally.
But for producing Dawson stuff, honestly, I never force it.
Yeah.
But weirdly, it usually comes from like the least expected times or locations. Like I almost prefer to start ideas not in the studio, just because you're not really thinking full stop. Like, you know, whether it's outside, you know, you know, tying into that like Fred again thing, you know, like what his first album, a lot of it was made, you know, just sitting on the park bench, or you know, removing yourself from the context that you're the most familiar with is often the place where you can be the most inspired, because you're not thinking that you are a musician or you're a producer.
Totally.
It's like I'll happily lock in at a cafe across the road and just play around, and then you're not getting in your own way.
Yeah, totally.
But I mean, I keep like monthly playlists of stuff that I'm listening to, which 9 times out of 10 is more subconsciously influencing what I'm doing on the Dawson side of things. Yeah, I do my best to not like specifically hone in on a track to like reference to get inspired, because then I just try and make something like that, and that always fails.
Yeah, totally.
I mean, you could even make something that sounds like that artist made it, but like you feel like such a fraud.
Yeah, it is doesn't feel authentic.
It never
Yeah.
works.
To you.
But
Yeah.
you kind of almost have to do that a lot to then realize that you shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so fair. You gotta
Yeah.
go on your own journey.
Totally.
You
a
kind of
way,
just have to do
you have
that.
to
It's
do
a
it.
learning. Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
learning thing. Yeah, you have to do it to then be like, oh, I don't want to sound like that.
Yeah.
100%. Like, you get asked the question, like, how do you know what your sound is, or what, you know, your identity is, or, you know, what's your vision, or anything. It's like, it's almost a process of elimination than trying to, you know, start in a vacuum and create this, you know, unique idea. Like, chances are someone else has had it. It's just,
For sure.
Yeah.
you know, pick all the colours and then just take off the ones that maybe you don't want to use that day. Like,
Yeah.
it's more peeling away the layers of the onion and then finding out maybe what you don't like, and then you kind of accidentally find what you do.
Yeah.
So,
Amazing.
Yeah, totally. Could you describe Gloria in 3 words?
first word is friends. I guess just love, just more
Yeah.
generally. Significant.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, that's
I
beautiful.
know literally none of those have like any reference to the music itself. But, like,
No, I feel like, well, even just you explaining like how Gloria came about and everything, like that makes sense.
yeah, it's even like a wider reflection of the thing. Like, my best mate lives in Amsterdam now, so
Yeah.
made that while we were there.
Yeah,
So.
that's really beautiful. I love that.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for chatting with us today, Ethan.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank you
it's
so
been
much.
so
Coming
great.
to my crib.
Oh my
Yeah, it's very
gosh.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we had a great time.
Thank you so much.
Alright.
Yeah. Make sure to check us out on Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok, and we'll pop all of Ethan Dawson's links down below as well, so you can follow him and check out his music. Bye.
Bye.
Doesn't matter,